She looked me in the eye and said, "Don't embarrass me in front of my friends." I wish I'd known that was code for, "I'm about to do exactly that to you." The night started off smooth. Her apartment smelled like cinnamon candles and champagne. She always went all out when hosting. I brought the wine she liked. I wore the shirt she once said made me look like I had shoulders worth grabbing. I even practiced that effortless smile in the mirror, because that's the version of me she liked best, the one that didn't ask too many questions, didn't need too much reassurance. We weren't perfect, but I thought we were something. Something real. Her friends filled the room with curated laughter and posturing. They looked like people who belonged in magazines, glossy, self-aware, and just sharp enough to wound if they smiled too hard. I was the outsider, but I didn't mind. I figured, if I stayed close to her side, maybe I'd learn their rhythm, maybe I'd start to belong too. So when I reached for her hand as we moved to the center of the room, she pulled away. Casual. Smooth. Like nothing happened. Like my fingers were too heavy to hold in public. Then came the moment. That moment. Some girl I hadn't met before asked her, "So who's this?" pointing at me with a smirk. She laughed, a little too loud, and said, "Oh, that's just my close friend." Just. My ears rang. My face flushed, but I laughed too. I didn't want to make a scene. That's what she'd warned me about, right? Don't embarrass her. So I stood there, a fucking prop in a play I didn't audition for, clapping silently while the spotlight roasted me alive. The rest of the night? A blur. I poured wine. I smiled when people made jokes I didn't get. I watched her dance with some tall guy in a fitted suit who clearly didn't care she had a close friend watching. She never looked back. This wasn't the first time. There were signs, of course. The way she took hours to text back when she was with her work friends, but flipped if I didn't reply in 5 minutes. The way she changed subjects when I asked if she told her parents about me. How I stopped getting invited to her work events even though I used to go to all of them. But I brushed it off. Because when we were alone, she'd wrap her arms around me like I was the only place she felt safe. She'd fall asleep on my chest and whisper things like, "You get me in a way no one else does." She'd ask me to stay the night, then complain that I was gone too long when I left for work the next morning. Love in the shadows, loyalty in private. Publicly? She was single. Mysterious. A woman who didn't want to be tied down. She told people she wasn't looking for anything serious. As if I was an accident she was managing. But here's where it really broke. A week after that party, I got invited to another one, by someone who had been there. A guy named Jonah. Tall suit guy. Turns out he remembered me. "Yo, you're the guy she called her friend, right?" he said when I showed up. "Damn, I thought you were like her brother or something. Didn't realize you two were, you know." That should have been my cue to walk away. But I stayed. Because what he told me next twisted everything. He said she kissed him that night. After I left. Said he didn't know she was seeing anyone. She told him she was finally free from something that was dragging her down. Free. That's what I was to her. A weight. A phase. A background extra in her story of reinvention. I didn't blow up her phone. I didn't beg for an explanation. I went quiet. Too quiet. That's what made her notice. She showed up at my place 2 days later, knocking like the world owed her an answer. "Why are you being weird?" she asked, walking in without waiting. "I know what you did." She blinked. Paused. Then did that thing where she smiled like she's about to lie. "What are you even talking about?" I told her about Jonah. Her smile dropped. "You're seriously going to believe some guy you don't even know? He had no reason to lie. And you never denied it." Silence. Then she folded her arms. "Fine. You want honesty?" "Yeah, I kissed him." "So what?" "We weren't official. You knew that." My hands were cold. I didn't know what to say. She kept going. "You were always around. Always needing something. Affection. Labels. Validation. I just wanted to breathe. To not feel like I owed anyone anything. I nodded. That was it. She didn't owe me anything. Not even decency. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just opened the door and held it. Please leave. She looked surprised. Like I wasn't supposed to have the power to end anything. Like she thought she could dip in and out of my life on her terms. She left. Eventually. And I got better. Not in some movie montage kind of way. I just started being honest with myself. I stopped waiting for her texts. I deleted our pictures. I told people what happened when they asked, instead of making excuses. Months later, she messaged me. Can we talk? I didn't reply. Because here's what I finally understood. Love doesn't hide you. It doesn't rename you. It doesn't shrink you down to something palatable. Love says, "This is mine," and means it. She wanted the comfort without the commitment. The devotion without the declaration. But I'm not a secret. I'm not just a close friend. I'm someone who shows up with a full heart and expects to be seen. And next time? I won't settle for less. You'd think closure comes with peace. But sometimes it comes dressed in silence, in long nights when you wonder if they ever really cared, or if you were just a placeholder until something shinier came along. That was the part that stuck with me the most. Not the betrayal. Not even the public humiliation. It was the sheer indifference. Like I never mattered. It took weeks before I could sleep without thinking about that party. About her laugh. About how easy it was for her to erase me in front of a room full of people. I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment, asking myself the same questions over and over. Was I not enough? Or was she just never honest from the start? One night, I found myself scrolling back through our messages. It was like a slow walk through a ghost town, every sweet text, every picture of us, every "I miss you already" felt like a lie carved in pixels. I should have deleted them all. But I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I decided to document it. Everything. Every feeling, every realization, every red flag I ignored. I opened a new note on my phone and started typing. Day 1, she erased me with a smile. And every day after that, I added something new. Day 3, I caught myself wondering what she'd think if she saw me now. Day 7, I deleted her number. Didn't save a backup. That's growth, right? Day 12, I almost replied. But then I remembered the way she looked through me that night. I didn't do it for anyone else. I didn't plan to share it. I just needed a record. Proof that I'd survived her. That I'd felt something real, even if she didn't. And then came the unexpected message. Not from her. From Jonah. Yo. Weird question, did she ever call you by the wrong name? I stared at the screen. What the hell? I replied. No. Why? What he sent next made my stomach drop. A screenshot of a message she'd sent him. She was venting. Complaining about how clingy I was. But she didn't use my name. She used someone else's. A third guy. I swear Liam doesn't get it. He thinks just because I let him crash here sometimes, that we're something. Liam. I'm not Liam. Jonah isn't Liam. Who the fuck is Liam? Suddenly, everything unraveled. The gaps in her schedule. The nights she said she was too tired to talk. The weekends she said she was visiting her mom. The way she kept her phone face down. The quick shifts in mood when I asked even simple questions. It wasn't just that she didn't claim me. She was cycling through more than one of us. A rotation. A goddamn carousel of comfort, where each of us thought we were special. I wanted to throw my phone across the room. But I didn't. Instead, I texted Jonah back. Thanks for showing me. I'm done. For good. And that night, I added one more note. Day 19, she didn't just lie to me. She lied to all of us. And still, somehow, I'm the one carrying the weight. But not anymore. The next day, I did something I hadn't done in months. I woke up early. I hit the gym. I went to work and didn't check my phone once to see if she'd messaged. I made dinner for myself. Not something microwaved. A real meal. It tasted like starting over. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I wasn't angry. I was free. Free from guessing. Free from waiting. Free from being someone's hidden thing. A month later, I was on a date. Nothing serious. Just coffee. Her name was Eliza. She asked me what I was looking for. I smiled. Not forced. Not rehearsed. Just honest. Something real. Something that doesn't come with fine print. She nodded. Me too. And for once, I believed it. Eliza and I didn't rush into anything. That was the point. We met in the quiet aftermath of my implosion, in a place where I had nothing left to prove. There were no polished stories, no curated smiles. Just two people who had been cracked open by past loves and somehow still chose to lean in. We started with early morning coffee runs. She worked at a design firm down the block from my office. We'd meet at that corner cafe, 2 chairs by the window, always a shared croissant, 2 black coffees. I didn't realize it then, but those 15-minute stops became the safest space I'd known in a long time. I told her the truth. Not all at once, but in pieces. The party. The lie. The moment she called me a friend. The message from Jonah. Liam. All of it. And Eliza listened. Not with pity. Not with advice. Just presence. When I finished, she asked one question. And when did you start forgiving yourself? That question sat with me for days. Not because I had the answer, but because I didn't. We all think we need closure from the one who hurt us. But sometimes, it's not about them at all. It's about unlearning the idea that their opinion is the final word on our worth. With Eliza, I didn't feel like I was performing. She didn't need me to be cool or clever or strong. She just wanted me to be real. And slowly, I began to show up like that. She met my friends. I met hers. No weird introductions. No hesitation. I remember the first time she put her arm around me in public. It wasn't a big moment to anyone else, but to me, it was seismic. We were at a market. I was laughing at something dumb she said, and she just leaned in, slid her arm around my back, and pulled me close like it was the most natural thing in the world. Like claiming someone didn't have to be complicated. That night I cried. Not because I missed my ex, but because I realized how long I had accepted being invisible. There was a time I thought love had to be proven. That you had to earn it, defend it, chase it. But with Eliza, love wasn't a reward. It just was. And then, of course, the past came knocking. It always does. My ex showed up at my door. No warning. No message beforehand. Just stood there with that same confused entitlement she always carried. Like she didn't understand why the world didn't orbit her anymore. You look different, she said. Yeah. I am. She wanted to talk. Just catch up. I told her no. I never meant to hurt you, she said, like that made her behavior evaporate. But you did. Silence. Then, are you seeing someone now? Yes. She nodded slowly. Is she good to you? She doesn't ask me to hide. That hit her. I could see it. For a second she tried to laugh it off, like always. But the smile didn't land. I hope you're happy, she said. I am. And I meant it. Eliza didn't rescue me. She didn't fix me. But she gave me space to be someone who didn't need rescuing anymore. And maybe that's the real healing. When you stop looking for someone to validate your worth and start believing you had it all along. We still go to that corner cafe. 2 chairs by the window. 2 coffees. 1 croissant. I still write in my notes app. Not about pain anymore, but about things I'm learning. Day 100, peace is louder than heartbreak ever was. Day 127, love shows up, even when no one's watching. Day 145, I finally recognize the man in the mirror again. He looks tired but proud. And maybe the most important one. Day 160. I was never just a friend. I was always more. I just needed someone who saw it too. I don't know where things with Eliza will go. But for the first time in a long time, I'm not scared of that. Because now I know who I am. And I'm done being anyone's secret.